firstly, I suppose we should say, why have you decided now to tell your story?
Well, to be honest, I was asked 20 years ago, and I was just started in the game then. I was only a young kid, and and not many things had happened to me through my life, and I just thought the time was right now to to fetch a book out and talk about it really, and talk about my life, and it's a really good book, autobiography.
Certainly the title's a bit different to the normal footballer's book. Does that give a flavour of your life, do you feel?
Well, yeah, obviously I did go through a stage where I was drinking and gambling heavy and brawling, and like I say, the book speaks everything, and the stories in there are all true. There's no lies in there, and it's about time I impressed myself and just went out there and did the book, and it's interesting. I think when you do a book, I think you've got to express the background you come from and various things, and this book is totally honest. It's not all about my footballing career. I had a great footballing career, as people will probably know in the book and when they've read it, but it's all about, like I said, gambling, drinking and brawling and everything else, and it is really a good book.
What do you think of the end result? Does it put across exactly what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think it's a good write. Nick Johnson, who's helped me to write the book, absolutely fantastic, and it has gone really well. And like I've said, I don't want to give too much away, but it is an interesting book, and I'm sure people will be looking forward to reading it.
It's fair to say that you played under some big names and characters in the game, people like Jack Charlton and Howard Wilkinson. Graham Souness, so plenty of big names for people to relate to.
That's right, yeah, there's plenty of big names there, like you said, Jack Charlton, Wilco and Souness, and there's some great stories with Jack Charlton when I was a kid down there at Sheffield Wednesday. Howard Wilkinson were absolutely superb, and obviously up in Scotland we had Graham Souness, who really were a great manager, but obviously it's in the book anyway, what people want to read, but I did enjoy it up there, and obviously I don't think he enjoyed me.
How about the process of actually doing the book? Obviously it meant you having to sort of recall events from the past and go through scrapbooks and things like that.
That's right, yeah. Well, obviously my parents aren't here no more, and it was just a matter of going around with my family and getting as many pictures as I could regarding my footballing career as a young kid. And when you do see the book and read the book, there's some great pictures in there. It's exciting. It is good, but it wasn't just hard work for myself. It was hard work for Nick, who wrote the book with me. We put a lot of time into it, and we both really think that the book's very, very good.
Let's just cover briefly the different clubs you played for. First, the Sheffield Wednesday, of course. You're a boyhood Wednesdayite, so it must have been a dream come true to pull on the blue and white striped shirt.
That's right. Yeah, as a young kid, I think everybody's dream is they want to be a footballer, and I wanted to be a footballer, and obviously playing for Sheffield Wednesday and supporting Sheffield Wednesday and captaining Sheffield Wednesday were absolutely fantastic. And there's some great stories in the book, some great chapters in there where growing up off the manor and basically signing for Sheffield Wednesday and going on from there, which were absolutely fantastic.
And then you had a chance to go up to Glasgow Rangers. You signed for them. How do you reflect on your time there?
Fantastic, absolutely loved it. The fans up there were absolutely superb. They got behind me, they took to me, and it was just a matter of, I scored 3 goals up there, 2 goals against Hearts, and I scored on my debut against Hamilton Accies, which were absolutely super. But obviously I was disappointed to leave. Graham Souness were up there, and he didn't see the best of me, and I just thought I was disappointed in leaving the football club, because it was a super club.
And then a great time for you at Leeds United, helping them to win the title, and in the process becoming one of only a handful of players to win league titles in both England and Scotland.
That's right, yeah. I could have signed back for Sheffield Wednesday, and again it's all in the book regarding why I didn't, and I could have signed for Queen's Park Rangers, but unfortunately my mother-in-law weren't very well, and I thought it was too far from myself and my wife Charmaine to travel from London to come see her in Sheffield. But up at Leeds were fantastic. Again, fantastic club, great support. Obviously disappointed where they are at this moment in time playing, but like you've said, I won 3 championships altogether. Won the the Scottish Championship and the second division at Leeds and the old first division at Leeds. So it was absolutely superb, and you know it's all in the book again, which is it's interesting.
And also some interesting stories about what you've done since quitting football.
Yeah, that's right. You know, deep down, it's very difficult when a player has to quit football because you don't know what to do, and you know, it's down in the book. Various jobs what you apply for, and various jobs what you do, and it just takes a lot of it takes a lot of bottle to do what I've done by attempting to do these jobs, and it's just frustrating. But you know, life goes on, and you have to keep going along with it.
Finally, be a busy time for yourself with a launch party and a number of book signings lined up for you.
That's right. Yeah. Well, again, you know, it's down to hard work again. Nick again, who did my book with me, and Green Umbrella, who's publishers, have organised quite a number of events, and it starts off at the 11th of August at Ivory in Sheffield, where we've got a number of guests, ex-players, players who's coming, and yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a busy month for me.